Good morning, students. This video is for class 12th. Subject is economics. In this short video, I'll be discussing with you types of demand. So, first kind of demand is individual demand and market demand. Now, individual demand refers to the quantities of a commodity that an individual consumer is willing to buy at various prices during a given time period. This is a definition. So, suppose if I ask a person in my colony or in your colony maybe, Mr. Mishra, I ask him that, sir, if the price of milk is suppose right now the price of milk is 60 rupees per kg. So how much quantity of milk you buy per day, or how much quantity of milk will you buy during 1 month when the price of milk is 60 per liter? Okay, and he gives me the answer. Okay, let's say he says 60 liters per month at the price of 60 rupees 60 per liter. That means 2 kg he is going to buy daily. So because I have asked only one person in my example, Mr. Mishra, so this is individual demand. Individual demand का मतलब है एक व्यक्ति की डिमांड एक पर्टिकुलर दाम पर और एक अवधि, एक टाइम पीरियड. वो टाइम पीरियड एक दिन का हो सकता है, एक हफ्ता हो सकता है, it can be 1 week, एक महीना हो सकता है, 1 year, it can be. Okay, so this I have explained in my previous video that demand has to be expressed with in context to a particular time period and in context to a particular price. What is market demand then? Market demand refers to the total quantities of a commodity that all the households are willing to buy at various prices during a given time period. Household मतलब हिंदी में गृहस्थ. गृहस्थी means a family. ठीक है? A consumer, mostly, very rarely you have single people. Every society is made up of families basically. So market demand, I've already explained to you individual demand curve, market demand curve, individual demand schedule, market demand schedule. So there I explained this in the previous videos. Let's say in a colony, I want to find out, let's say that colony is having 100 families, 100 households it's having. So I want to know what is the market demand for milk in that particular colony. Okay, because there's a dairy in that colony and all of the people who are residing there buy their milk from that particular dairy. So if I interview all these 100 families and make a note of this, that okay, someone's family would be having more number of members, someone's family would be having lesser number of members. So depending on the size of the family, they will be buying milk, and also the price will also be a factor on which the demand will depend. Okay, so what I do is I conduct an interview with all the households in that, all the families residing in that colony, and make a note of which family will buy how much. Okay, Mr. Verma will buy this quantity of milk per month at this price. Okay, Mr. Mishra will buy this much quantity of milk at this price. Mr. Arora will buy this much, and so on and so forth. And I add up. Okay, that gives me market demand. Okay, what I can do is I can give them an option. Okay, if the price of milk is 60, what quantity will you buy? If the price of milk rises to 65, what will be the quantity which you buy? And then if the price rises further to 70 per kg, then how much will you buy? Okay, so that the basic idea is, in market demand we total up the quantity demanded by all the people who are comprising the market. Let's proceed. कहने का मतलब क्या था मार्केट डिमांड में? मार्केट डिमांड में एक ही अकेले व्यक्ति की डिमांड हम नहीं कंसिडर करते, उस पूरे मार्केट की. मेरे उदाहरण में क्या था, एक पर्टिकुलर कॉलोनी है जहाँ पे 100 घर हैं. ठीक है, तो उन सब से जाकर अगर मैं पूछता हूँ अलग अलग प्राइस पे, भाई कितना दूध लेंगे आप, है ना, कितना खरीदेंगे, तो उसको मैं लिख लेता हूँ कहीं पर अलग अलग प्राइस पे और ऐड कर लेता हूँ, वो मुझे मार्केट डिमांड मिल जाएगी. ईजी है. एक्स एंटे एंड एक्स पोस्ट डिमांड आपको समझना पड़ेगा. एक्स एंटे, एज यू कैन सी, कम्स एंटे वर्ड कम्स फ्रॉम द वर्ड एंटिसिपेटेड. एंटिसिपेटेड, व्हाट यू एंटिसिपेट, व्हाट यू एक्सपेक्ट, व्हाट यू डिजायर, व्हाट यू प्लान. ठीक है, तो the quantity of goods that consumers are willing to buy at by during a particular time period is ex ante demand. इसको ऐसे समझेंगे, जैसे अक्षय तृतीया एक डे होता है, आपको पता है, वो एक काइंड ऑफ ऑस्पिशियस, एक शुभ दिन मानते हैं उसको, शुभ दिवस। तो उस दिन लोग गोल्ड खरीदते हैं या सिल्वर खरीदते हैं, ये एक मान्यता है। तो लेट अस से इन माय कॉलोनी और वेयर आई वर्क, आई आस्क other teachers, my colleagues, that okay, fine, I am conducting kind of a survey. How much, ma'am, how much gold are you planning to buy during the upcoming Akshaya Tritiya? Okay, or male teachers also, how much gold you are planning to buy? I'm conducting a survey for your wife and maybe for your daughter. So, and what I do is I add up. That could be pertaining to all the all the consumers, or one individual consumer also can be interviewed for that. So that is his planned quantity which he's planning, he's desiring to buy when that occasion arrives. Are you understanding me? So this is ex ante demand. अक्षय तृतीया से पहले जब गोल्ड, सुना होगा आपने, लोग गोल्ड वगैरह खरीदते हैं, तो मैं अगर अपनी कॉलोनी में लोगों से पूछता हूँ कि हाँ भाई मैं कुछ प्रोजेक्ट बना रहा हूँ, थोड़ा सर्वे कर रहा हूँ कि आप कितना सोना खरीदेंगे अक्षय तृतीया पे, आप कितना, माइंड मत करना खाली, और ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि मैं क्यों पूछ रहा हूँ, बट कि आपकी इनकम पूछना चाह रहा हूँ या कितना, मैं इकोनॉमिक्स से कुछ सर्वे कर रहा हूँ और वो लिख लेता हूँ मैं। तो बेटा ये उनका प्लान है कि भाई हम कितना खरीदेंगे, तो ये एक्स एंटे डिमांड कहलाएगा। या फिर आप कह लो कि दिवाली पे लोग शॉपिंग करते हैं, डिस्काउंट भी अच्छे खासे आते हैं, तो दिवाली आने से पहले मैं लोगों से पूछता हूँ अपनी कॉलोनी में कि भाई आप क्या क्या सोच रहे हैं, आप क्या क्या खरीदेंगे, वॉशिंग मशीन नहीं लेंगे, टीवी लेंगे, क्या क्या, ये मोबाइल लेंगे, तो वो मैं कितना क्या लेंगे, एक मतलब एक उनका प्लान जो है उनका, वो मैं लिख लेता हूँ। अच्छा, फिर नाउ लेट्स प्रोसीड। नाउ second interview I conduct after that occasion. Let's say I'm asking the teachers or the people in my colony, my neighbors, after Akshaya Tritiya, that okay, I visit them and I ask them ki, sir or ma'am, have you bought the same quantity of gold which you told me before Akshaya Tritiya? अक्षय तृतीया के बाद में गया उनसे पूछने की, आपने क्या उतनी ही मात्रा में सोना लिया है ना, जितना कि आपने मुझे अक्षय तृतीया से पहले कहा था? तो इसमें बेटा it's not necessary that ex ante demand will be equal to ex post demand. This is called ex post demand. Post मतलब बाद में। तो कई कंज्यूमर्स ऐसे होंगे जो जिनका जो एक्चुअली उन्होंने परचेज किया अक्षय तृतीया पे सोना गोल्ड, वो मैच नहीं कर रहा है किससे, जो उन्होंने प्लान किया था। हो सकता है उन्होंने जितना प्लान किया था उससे अधिक खरीद लिया, हो सकता है उन्होंने जितना प्लान किया था उससे कम खरीदा, या कुछ ने खरीदा ही नहीं, कुछ उनको कहीं और खर्चा आ गया। इट्स लाइक दैट। So exposed demand is actual quantity which they have bought during that particular time period. In my example, I said that occasion is Akshaya Tritiya, or you can say during the Diwali, uh, when many companies offer sale on consumer durables. Okay, people plan shopping during that festive season. I hope the idea is clear. तो ex ante क्या है बेटा? Ex ante है क्या आप आशा करते हैं कि आने वाले समय में आप कितनी मात्रा में कोई चीज खरीदेंगे, क्या प्लान है आपका, और एक्सपोस्ट होता है कि वाकई में असलियत में आपने कितना मात्रा में वो चीज खरीदी बाद में, ठीक है, और जरूरी नहीं कि बराबर हो, ये अलग होगा, ज्यादा भी हो सकता है, एक्सपोज डिमांड एक्स एंटे डिमांड से अधिक हो सकती है या कम हो सकती है। आई होप द आइडिया इज क्लियर, माय एग्जांपल वाज क्लियर टू यू। नाउ आई प्रोसीड फर्दर। जॉइंट डिमांड, two or more goods which are used together, they such goods, demand for such goods is called joint demand. Suppose I like painting, so I buy a canvas. I decide I'm in a mood to, let's say during vacations I will paint something, so I buy a canvas. When I buy a canvas to maybe paint with oil paint or acrylic paint, whatever, I will buy acrylic paint or oil paint, whatever, and along with that I'll have to buy that palette also, that brush also, painting brush, those pencils for sketching, all that stuff I'll have to buy so that I can execute my plan of making up of painting. Yeah, so paint, oil paint or acrylic paint, and those painting brush and that, what do you call that, that plate in which you put oil or maybe water paint if you're doing watercolors, and the canvas or art file, they all are demanded together because for making a painting you require all this stuff. Okay, so another example is if I buy a loaf of bread, then I must be having butter at home. If I don't have, then I can't eat bread just like that. I'll either have to buy jam or butter. So you can say jam and bread joint demand, form a joint demand, because they will be demanding jointly, or bread and butter are also demanded jointly. Car and petrol, if it's a petrol car, so car and petrol obviously form a joint demand. Mobile and SIM card, and also why only SIM card? Accessories also. Okay, if you buy a new smartphone, you would like to have the tempered glass and the flip cover and so on and other things. Okay, so these goods which are demanded jointly are comprise the joint demand. Derived demand, the demand for a commodity that arises because of the demand for some other commodity. Okay, just a moment, let me correct the spelling, just a moment. This is demand. M is missing by mistake. Okay, demand. The demand for a commodity that arises because of the demand for some other commodity. Now, things will become clear when I give you an example. See, will a person buy cement, iron rod, that is saria, bajri, stone, bricks, just like that to decorate in the drawing room? कुछ सोचो, अगर मैं क्या मैं ऐसे करूंगा कि हाँ भाई 10 बोरे सीमेंट के लाओ यहाँ ड्राइंग रूम में, हाँ यहाँ सजाऊंगा मैं ये, हाँ भाई ये ईंटें ले आए तो एक ट्रैक्टर ईंटें, अच्छा यहाँ यहाँ अच्छी लगेंगी ड्राइंग रूम में, इधर सजा दिए, अच्छा सर ये ऐसे लगा दो। आप खुद बताओ ये कोई करेगा? सेंसिबल आदमी कोई नहीं करेगा। तो इफ अगर मैं सरिया, पत्थर, बजरी, ईंटें, ब्रिक्स, सीमेंट के बोरे खरीद रहा हूँ तो ऑब्वियसली इनको मैं ऐसे तो रखूंगा नहीं घर में फैला के, ठीक है? तो ये मैं क्यों खरीद रहा हूँ? जाहिर है कि कंस्ट्रक्शन हो रहा है घर में, कुछ मैं कंस्ट्रक्शन कर रहा हूँ। दैट मीन्स डिमांड फॉर अ बिल्डिंग, डिमांड फॉर अ हाउस और डिमांड फॉर अ रूम upstairs, or demand for a building is there, and construction of a building or a flat, whatever you may call it. Because of that demand, from the demand for house or demand for a particular building, this demand for these things, the raw material which help in constructing a building, is derived. Are you understanding? Demand for bricks, demand for cement, demand for saria, that is iron rod, demand for stones, पत्थर कहते हैं वो, बजरी and all, has been derived, has originated from the demand for constructing a house or a building. I hope that is clear. Then I proceed now. Another example you can say, let's say a household is buying pizza base and that, what do you call that, mozzarella cheese which you use on with pizza, and other capsicum and other things, olives which you put on pizza. So all these stuff, pizza base, you will not eat just like that with a cup of tea. No. Why that family is buying pizza base, mozzarella cheese, capsicum and olives and all, tomatoes and onion? Why? Because they are planning to have prepare pizza at home and have it for dinner or whatever. I hope it's clear. So demand for pizza base, demand for cheese, demand for capsicum, demand for olive, tomato, onion, all that has been derived from that because they want to prepare pizza out of that. I hope this is clear. For that matter, I think these two examples are sufficient. Okay. Now I move further. Composite demand. One more thing, I'm forgetting one thing. One very good example. Derived demand is also, I must mention this, for labor. For a particular type of labor, when there is demand, means they are required for producing something. Okay. The last one is composite demand, demand for goods which have multiple uses, like steel. Steel is used for making utensils, coolers, machines, etc.